if you could give 3 pieces of advice, 3 steps to a younger version of yourself, do this, do this, do this. You could be more successful, or more confident, or thrive more, or you could get to where you're at now faster. What 3 pieces of advice would you give yourself?
I don't think that I could have done anything. I don't think there's any advice I could have given my younger self that would have gotten to me to that point faster.
Right.
The younger version of me wouldn't have listened.
Okay. But if it did.
If it did. So this is the way I related to that version. I mean, the only thing I can think is step aside.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
There's others that know better than you.
Yeah.
And have some humility about that, and ability to just say, okay, I don't know it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And don't be afraid of the things that are bigger than you are, in the big kind of vision kind of sense.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of dedicating yourself to that. I was pretty rudderless in my teens and 20s.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just a path that I had to go through. But I think that's one of the biggest things that I would probably give my younger self is get the heck out of the way. Let others who know it, let others who know what they're doing take control for a while and learn from them.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of mentors when I was younger, and some of them I listened to and some of them I didn't. But their advice did pay off later on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've got a lot of that, dude. I got a lot of mentors that I didn't get to listen till way later. And I was like, that's what they were trying to fucking tell me.
Which kind of makes me wonder how many lessons are coming to me now that I'm discounting or kind of going, whatever.
Yeah.
And 10, 15 years from now, I'll go, right. That's what that was.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does fatherhood mean to you?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Is it what you imagined it would be?
Yeah. In some ways it is. In a lot of ways it is. It's another way in which I can love and nurture and take care of.
Yeah.
Which I do in so many ways in my life.
Yeah.
This is going to sound a little strange, but I mean, kink for me is about loving and nurturing and connection. Being a father is about the same things.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not
the same.
Kink, it's not sexual, but it's another way to love and connect and to nurture. And I am just that kind of person. I am someone who likes doing that. I am like someone who likes helping my daughters stumble through life.
Right.
Catch them when they fall and help them and play with them, and giggle with them and make jokes and challenge them in fun ways.
Yeah.
So no, I love being a dad.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love. I haven't had as many opportunities to witness you with them in the play space that just being. God being gone. But the few interactions I have got to witness, the way you hold the container for her.
Thanks.
That's just so graceful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
We have one daughter that my wife and I had. And we've raised her since the beginning. And then the other daughter that we have, we brought in. We were her godparents for a long time.
Yeah.
And we brought her in. She needed that love and support.
Yeah.
And we were always there to catch her should anything happen, should her life circumstances change.
Yeah.
And they did. And so we were like, gotcha.
Yeah.
And that is just an enormously satisfying and rewarding experience.
Yeah.
And I think for people who really love to study how people work and love knowing something about the human journey and how do we travel this path of life and how do we get from being infants to all the stages through life. And if you're curious about that, raising kids is a great way to learn it.
Right on.
Yeah. One of the most amazing moments that I have with my daughters is it's the moments that I can see where they're making up a decision about how the world works. It can be very simple and very subtle. My daughter recently had this shirt that she got for her birthday that has like these little sequences on it. And when you rub them one way, it shows a pattern. When you rub it the other way, it shows a slightly different pattern.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, kind of neat.
Yeah.
And she loves them. She has pillows that do that. She has a whole bunch of these little flippy sequins things. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But she came home the other day, and she was really kind of imploding. She was a little bit like this. My wife and I were both on the couch with her, and we both saw her doing this. We're like, what's going on? And she said, the other kids at school were touching my shirt without talking to me or without asking me first. And we were like, well, here's a great teaching moment for women, right?
Right, yeah.
Here's where women often make that decision about whether their body is theirs and whether they get to say what boundaries they have around their bodies. Yeah. And here it was for my 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
So we walked her through it, and she said, we told her, you can say no. If somebody starts touching you or you don't want them, you say, please ask me before you touch me. Mm-hmm. Or you say, no, I'm sorry, I don't want that, and all those kinds of things. And she got a lot of it, but she also came back when we kind of gave her that advice and said, yeah, but I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want them to be disappointed. I don't want to hurt them by saying no.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
That's fucking huge.
How many other women have had that moment in their life and had very different experiences with that.
Right.
Where maybe a parent or someone said, it doesn't matter, or you should just let them touch you.
Yeah.
Something like that then leads to these other decisions about themselves later on. But we handled it very differently. We said, no, you do get to say this. And there are ways of doing it without hurting them.
Yeah.
And I think we navigated that very well. And then it's just so incredibly rewarding.
Yeah.
Those little moments.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Man. Fuck yeah. That's great. You were one of the most embodied doms that I know.
Okay.
And you're one of the most embodied, playful doms that I know. And you are the cliche, and you're not the cliche, right?
Sure.
Right. And you have reminded me more about times when I first got into this, around people that I was around then, that created beautiful, intimate, quick structures and gameplay and interactions. And you do the mind part really well, right? So all of this came together in you, and I don't believe that was you instantaneously known information. And there's a way that I think that you going through this training or going through learning BDSM, that it kind of integrated you in a way that helped you become this man. BDSM, there's a lot of misconceptions to those out there, so what lessons did you get from BDSM that you think that people outside looking in wouldn't recognize are there?
I think the biggest one is that BDSM is not about sex.
Yeah.
It's not. For some people it is, but for me and for a lot of people who I think are kinky as an orientation, it is not. For us, it's about finding love and connection and intimacy. Same thing everybody else wants in life in some form. That's really what it's about.
You had brought up a conversation earlier about, does masculinity and femininity, the different points of view, are they different, are they separate? And you have a really good viewpoint that I'd love to hear.
Thanks.
The audience to hear.
Yeah. When you approached me, you kind of said, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about being a man and what it is to be a man and what it is to be an adult. And you approached me about this a number of weeks ago. And the thought that kind of came to my mind is, how is that different than being a woman?
Yeah.
How is it different than being a human?
Yeah.
And I kind of went through the lists of living your purpose, living in integrity, all these kinds of things. And I like, the list is exactly the same no matter what gender you are or where you are on the spectrum of gender. It doesn't. It's a human thing.
It's a human thing.
And so, as much as I feel masculine, as much as I identify right now as masculine, at least on this part of the spectrum, the identity spectrum, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, it's the same thing about living your life and living it with integrity and purpose, and that's completely regardless of gender. Gender's not a part of that equation.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. And I love that because this is for me, this is the equality conversation.
Yeah.
And this is I was brought up by a mom, single mom, and my aunt. And the women in my life were strong, powerful fucking women. Yeah. And there was and I grew up in the South. So opening doors and yes ma'am, no ma'am, thank you, and and holding doors and pushing and pulling chairs and all that shit was ingrained.
Sure.
And a woman could do anything.
Right.
Like from my mindset, from what I was like, browbeat in with, is like, women bring life into the planet.
Yeah.
And it is the most painful, raw experience to bring a new human being into the world. And that is one of the most powerful things on this planet, right? Bringing life out of nothing, right? And it's like, oh, right, you are the creators of humans and destroyers of worlds. Right?
I know the reference.
Right? You know the reference, right?
Know the reference.
So it's like, okay, great. If that's true, then all women are equal. So all women deserve equal everything. And I'm going to treat you as an equal. And that does not mean me coddling and babying and doing any of this other changing. And it also means that you don't get to pull a card that says, not right now. I get to have that other stuff right now. And it's like, I'm like, no, I'm all about equality. And for me, it's human equality, not male, female equality.
Gender equality. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it's like, look, we are
humans.
We are fucking humans, you know. And before civilization, we worked together to survive together, and we all had to carry the load, and we were all capable of carrying the load. And so there's that frame in my head. And so yes, as much as this website, this channel, is about, you know, masculinity and, you know, defining manhood for you, all these tools apply to all the women out there. Every fucking one. It's just the tools you use to be a better human. I mean, I've got almost as equal amount of subscribers on this channel that are women as men, because they love what this context is about, because they're getting stuff too. Like, integrity is just fucking integrity, you know? If you're sloppy with your integrity.
And I completely am with you on that. And I think it's also important to recognize that as a gender who has historically had a disproportionate amount of the power in our society, that women have not had that level of opportunity. And I'm glad to see that's changing even more now. And I hope that obviously continues. And I'm in huge support of that. The things that you're kind of asking or something like that are not rooted in gender. That women are looking for the same things in their life. They're looking for purpose and integrity and all the same things. It's so much easier to relate to them as people. I think asking the question, what do women want, is completely the wrong frame. What do people want? What does this person want? What do they want to help their life become more fulfilling for them? When you kind of take gender out of it a little bit, you can kind of go, oh yeah, you're a person, and I want to help you, and I love you, and how can I help you get the things that you want?
Totally. There's definitely the curiosity conversation. It's just being curious and being interested, and but not agenda driven. That's huge. Right on. Well, thank you, Ben. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. See you.